I-25F grew up in a house that looked perfect from the outside. Big smiles and family photos, an elegant home, carefully curated social media posts. My mother, Linda 50F, made sure of it. She had spent her entire life chasing the image of perfection, making sure everyone saw her as the charming, graceful woman who had everything under control. Behind closed doors, it was a different story. Linda didn't care about being a good mother. She cared about being admired. Everything she did was to impress other people, friends, neighbors, even complete strangers. If an opportunity came up to show off, she grabbed it with both hands. Whether it was hosting expensive dinner parties or acting like a doting mother in public, her goal was always the same: make herself look good. And that meant I had to look good too. I wasn't a daughter to her. I was an extension of her image, an accessory that had to fit into whatever narrative she was selling. She chose my outfits, controlled my hair, even corrected the way I spoke in front of people. There was no room for mistakes, no freedom, just an endless cycle of being paraded around like some perfect little doll. At first, I went along with it, not because I wanted to, but because I knew the consequences. If I smiled, played along, and did everything the right way, things were fine. But if I made her look bad, that's when the mask came off. Linda's anger wasn't loud. She didn't scream or throw things. She was calculated. A quiet, cutting voice that reminded me exactly how much I owed her, how ungrateful I was, how I was ruining her life. I learned early on that fighting back wasn't worth it. But at 16, I snapped. I was tired of being controlled. So I started pushing back, small things at first. I wore clothes she hated. I stopped fixing my hair exactly how she liked. I refused to pose for social media photos. The more I resisted, the tighter she tried to hold on. Her rules became stricter. Her punishments got worse. And the worst part? She didn't just control my actions. She controlled my future. By the time I was 18, I had spent years doing everything around the house, cooking, cleaning, taking care of errands, while she played the role of a perfect hostess. I barely had time to study, let alone think about what I wanted for myself. Then came the breaking point. I had managed to save up for college, working part-time jobs whenever I could. I thought that, for once, I had something that was just mine, something she couldn't take away. I was wrong. Linda sat me down one night, a bright smile on her face, and told me she needed my savings. Not for an emergency, not for another family member, it's for herself. She had some ridiculous excuse, something about a necessary investment to maintain her lifestyle. And just like that, all my hard work, all my sacrifices, meant nothing to her. That's when I knew I would never be more than a tool for her, not a daughter, not a person. So I left. At 19, I packed my things and walked away from the perfect life she had built. She didn't chase after me. She didn't beg me to stay. She just called me dramatic and let me go. I struggled. I had nothing, no financial support, no safety net, no real idea of how to build a life. But for the first time, I was free. I kept my distance after that, low contact, just enough to avoid the endless guilt tripping and manipulation. Every interaction with her was a reminder of why I left. Then, a few years later, she dropped a bombshell. She was getting remarried. Her fiancé, Greg 55M, was exactly the kind of man she'd always dreamed of, a wealthy, well-respected businessman who had no idea who she really was. I wasn't surprised when she invited me to the wedding. I was surprised when she insisted I be the maid of honor. I said no immediately. I didn't want to be part of her fake fairy tale. I didn't want to be dragged back into her world. But Linda knew exactly how to get under my skin. She pulled out every trick she had: family duty, guilt, manipulation. She told me how much it would hurt her if I wasn't there, how people would talk, how selfish I was for